Good morning and welcome everyone to our info session for the Elevate 6 cohort. We're going to let folks get in the room. We had quite a few folks that registered for this info session this morning. So we'll let folks get in, and I see the numbers are ticking up here gradually, but we are going to get started on time because we know Monday mornings are pretty hectic for most people. So let us begin. Again, good morning and welcome to the info session for the Elevate Cohort 6. My name is Sonia Bigelow Smith. I'm the director of the Capital Region's Capital Readiness Program. Each year, the Capital Readiness Program executes well over 8 programs to improve capital access for business owners, enhance your learning, and to expand your business network across the region. Our partnership, and I'm very, very happy about our partnership with the coalition over the last several years, has resulted in our engagement of this highly sought after program called Elevate. Elevate stands for Executive Leadership, Education Venture, Advancing Talented Entrepreneurs. And I know that all of you are here listening in today because you identify with that definition. So today I have the pleasure of welcoming 2 of the authors of this program, Yvette Banfield and Dr. Ayman Tarabishi. Yvette serves as the Chief Economic Development Officer at the Coalition, and Dr. Tarabishi is the President and CEO of the International Council for Small Business at the George Washington University School of Business. Before we get started, let me just share a few logistics. We will record the session, and this recording will be sent to all registrants within 24 to 48 hours. My colleague, Claudia Barrera, will take questions from the Q&A box at the end. And so now I'm going to welcome Yvette and Dr. Tarabishi, and I'm going to turn the virtual stage over to them to share their presentations. But first, if you all could place in the chat, let us know where you're dialing in from so we can see who's out there. And I'll turn it over to you, Yvette and Dr. Tarabishi. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you, Sonia and Claudia, for that warm welcome and introduction. And thank you for hosting us. We're delighted. And good morning to everyone who's joining us. Again, Yvette Banfield. I'm the Chief Economic Development Officer here at the Coalition, which also stands for CNHGD, the Coalition for Nonprofit Housing and Economic Development. We are a community development association for the District of Columbia, but we have a broader reach. Our mission is really to leverage cross-sector network and use our convening power to advance and innovative economic development solutions that address issues of inequity for under-resourced communities. And so with that, we launched this Elevate program, which I'm going to switch over to our slides so that we can start the presentation. Bear with me. Okay, great. So, as Sonia had indicated, the Elevate stands for Executive Leadership, Education, Venture, Advancing Talented Entrepreneurs. The Coalition administers this program, and we administer it in partnership with George Washington University School of Business. This program is in its 5th. We've completed 5 cohorts since the start of the program in 2020. Elevate is a 3-month curriculum, and it was designed by the George Washington University School of Business. We consider it the best-in-class training for small businesses to acquire new skills and allow them to be more effectively and efficiently manage their business, products, services, and to increase revenue and employment. This cohort 6, will focus on building the foundational strengths of emergent small businesses and small business owners working to transition from survival mode to place place of growth and profitability. Our specific aim with this cohort is to really focus on early stage businesses. So with that said, I'm going to pass the mic to my colleague, Professor Ayman Tarabishi, who will give you an overview of the program as he introduces himself.
Great. And good morning, everybody. Thank you, Yvette, and for the nice introduction. And again, a very warm thank you and appreciation for Sonia for hosting us today for this event. We really appreciate Sonia, and you're a great partner of ours. And I'm in Tarabishi. I'm one of the program directors here with Yvette. I'm at the GW School of Business. I see some alumni here. So a shout out to the alumni of GW here. And also what I heard earlier is I think most of you are from Virginia. So I live in Virginia. So hello, Virginia, here for this morning here and for our neighbors in Maryland and DC. Um, the curriculum itself is very straightforward. It's about elevating your company or your organization from one level to the other, as if you're taking steps in a staircase. You keep going up, and what does it take to go up every step? What is required to do it, and what is the tools needed, and the thinking that's behind it, and the intentions of getting from one place to the other. So the program itself specifically here is very straightforward, very focused, and it's about applying theory to practice. This is what academia tells us, but this is what it really means when you want to implement it. And this is what academia warns us about. And this is what you need to watch out because there's a storm coming and you need to prepare or shut down your windows or rethink where to stay in the house when things go right. And as business owners, as what I call you guys entrepreneurial leaders, in one hat, you're entrepreneurs. You're always looking for the next big contract, how to grow your business. But at the same time, you are leading a ship, and it's called leadership for a reason. And you're going from one destination to the other. So what does it take to take this ship from a destination to the other? And what's required from you and resources on the ship, the crew that you have, the destination you're heading, and how to handle the storms. So the curriculum, and as we mentioned, is an 8-week online curriculum, and we'll get into the details of it in a minute here. But we steal some of your time, your valuable time, and we ask you to focus. And every other week we meet with you, we give you a specific topic to discuss, to think about, to analyze, and we have a very deep dive conversation with you about this topic and your reaction to it. And then we give you a path forward, some steps to take to say, here's how we would approach this. This is how you would tackle it if you want to move forward. We give you all the options available and then make you realize that you have to take some action if you want to elevate your company. So what does this mean? It means that as you continue to maintain your business or to try to keep it going, at the same time, your mind is thinking in the back of your mind, you're thinking here saying, if I'm going to grow this from a $400,000 or $300,000 company to over $500,000, I have to take some steps. And this is what they're telling me. This is what I thought I should be doing anyhow, but they're reconfirming it. So therefore, I have to make some decisions, short term, medium, or long term. And the next question that comes to your mind is saying, if I'm going to take this initiative, do I have the right people around me? Right? Are these the people that I need, or do I need to find other strategic allies to come and help me? And am I willing to listen to them, to what the input is coming? So these are the things that, they say being a CEO is a very lonely job because you're sitting there at night in your desk or on your couch or in your car driving, and everybody's waiting for you to make that decision. So with Elevate, we are there to tell you, here's things that you need to know. At the end of the day, you need to make that decision. And that's really where the focus is on this Elevate. So it's in the 6th year. We shift focus a little bit from just companies that are a little bit more mature, as Yvette said, to early entrepreneurial firms. And that's unique. But we also heard that some companies had to reset themselves a little bit because there's a lot of changes happening here. So, let's say you're taking 6 steps forward, And last year, you might have taken 2 steps or 3 steps backward because things have changed. So you're back to kind of where you were thinking entrepreneurially, and that's really as important as growing your business. So I hope this helps, gives you an idea of exactly how this curriculum will work, what we offer, and who we're looking for as well. Yvette?
So we're going to cover here eligibility and the selection criteria. You have to be located in the DMV. You must be registered business and located in the District of Columbia. We recognize that there are some businesses that may not, so you can just indicate that in your email or in your application, and we will give some consideration to those businesses that may not have set up their business actually in DC or located in the District of Columbia. We're going to, of course, as it was stated earlier, we're giving preference to early stage businesses. The selection criteria, you have to meet at least two of the criteria listed here on the slide. Two of the three. You have to be in business for at least 3 years, a maximum of three full or part-time employees, and annual revenue of at least 150,250. And so this is what we're looking for. Now, I will also kind of add this as a caveat. If you are close to these, you should still apply. You should still make your case. And so we reserve the right to look at each applicant on an individual basis. And so we set up the criteria so that we're actually attracting businesses that are serious and committed and just didn't dry the ink on their business license. And so we want to make sure that businesses have some level of stability. And so with that said, how do you apply? So if you're eligible and you're excited, which we hope you all are, what you need to do is record a 3 to 5 minutes video essay, answering the questions in the application. There's about 2 or 3 questions that we ask the applicants. You can complete the application online. We ask that you upload a photo, professional headshot, and your pre-recorded essay. Please make sure that you make it public so that we can view it. And then also we ask that you provide at least 2 references. The application is very short, so it shouldn't take a long time to complete. The only thing that we ask you is just to focus on the video, your essay, your video essay. And then with that said, the applications are due March the 10th. And there is a QR code here on the screen that will take you to our website so that you can begin the process. Hyman had indicated that the sessions meet every other week on Saturdays. The sessions are about 3 hours from 10 to 1. And there's a final class. At the final class, there's a final presentation that all of the participants, the cohort, will present. And the session ends on June the 20th. And so with that said, we're going to open questions.
Thank you, man.
All right, I'll ask Claudia. If anyone has any questions, please put it in the Q&A box at the bottom, and Claudia will call each of those. Yvette and Dr. Terabishi, before we get started, just to warm the room up, are there any frequently asked questions, 1 or 2, that you might want to mention that folks normally come in and ask around this program?
Yeah, the one question that we got in the other info sessions is saying, people say, well, I was doing well 2 years ago and I was in that range. And then, the government's procurement has changed. So things have changed. So therefore, I don't meet one of those criteria because I dropped 30% or 40% because the government changed its rules. So our answer, Yvette's answer, and I answer is like, put that in so we know, type of thing. Saying, hey, I was running and then I didn't see the little bump on the road, and now I fell, but I'm up again and I'm starting to walk again, and dusting myself off. So that's really important. So take that in consideration. That's not something that you say, oh, I don't mean it. Oh, I no, it's more like we know, everybody knows, type of thing. Yvette, you want to add to that anything?
No, I think the key thing is, or what we have found is that how folks pose their question, they are either counting themselves out before they even apply. And so what we want to do is make sure that we encourage folks, if you're hungry to grow your business and you're ready to kind of surround yourself with like-minded individuals, um, we hope that this program is for you. This is an opportunity. We tell all the folks that we interview, um, when we have the sessions on Saturday, this is the time where you will not be distracted because you're not running your business during the hours of the class. You're focused on yourself, your business, and your team, and really giving you that time to really begin to think, how am I moving forward? What are some of the changes that I need to make, and how do I become more strategic in this current environment? And so um, I also want to just add that, as part of Elevate, you will be a part of a network, a growing network. There are 66 businesses that have participated and completed the program from various industries, from retail to contract procurement, landscape or facilities management, um, hospitality. And so you're going to be connected to a deep connection of organization of businesses, but also the coalition as well as GW School of Business. I see we have a question in the chat. It is all virtual.
Yeah, and it's every other Saturday. So what we say is when you apply and we do the interview on the phone. So the interviews are on the phone, and we tell you that you need to steal time every other Saturday. So like escape your family, your friends, your colleagues, your children, like just run away. And then like from 10 to 1, like hide somewhere. And this is your time. This is nobody else's time except your time with the cohort and us. And kind of let your brain breathe a little bit and say, okay, I'm here to listen, I'm here to talk. And after that, I can go get stressed out with everything else that I need to do. But for that 2, 3 hours, you're with us and you're growing, you're thinking, you're breathing is what I have to say. So that's every other Saturday, and we have that. So it's really neat that you get this time for yourself. And everybody's always busy, but to invest in yourself, I say the best thing you can ever do is invest in yourself. So that's kind of where we are with that.
And then we recognize when we first launched the program, it was during COVID. And so we were forced to do everything virtual. And so with the previous cohorts, we recognized that there was a need to bring folks together. And so for the last 3 cohorts, while all of the sessions are in person, we provide an opportunity for the cohort members to meet each other in person at a what we call the Elevate CEO breakfast. It's an opportunity for folks to actually see in person who's their fellow business participating going through the program. In addition to that, you get to meet some of the other previous businesses that have completed the program, because we invite the whole community to the Elevate breakfast. And so we host at least 2 of those during the actual program.
Yeah. How large are the cohorts? I read this from Erica. And between 15 to 20, Erica, we try to make it intimate. So it's nice, it's small, so everybody gets to talk and argue. So that's a good thing.
Right. Good. Thank you. I actually had a question that came up prior to this. Any advice or guidance on the video, technical advice on the video that has to be recorded and edited?
Yeah, and make it as original as possible. Be authentic. Just tell us who you are, what you're up to, what you're doing. And it's like what I call it the elevator pitch. Imagine you're going up the elevator and you've been wanting to meet someone and you met them and you have 2, 3 minutes because people are coming in and out. And so you want to just kind of share being authentic. It's simple. And you don't need to prepare something or write something and read it. It's just saying, hey, this is me, this is Robin, this is what I do, this is what I'm working, this is why I want to join, this is where I need help, this is where I'm really good at, and this is what I'm looking for. So when we watch it, we'll be like, oh, okay. Hi, Robin. Let's get on the phone and talk and see if you're a match.
And to help structure what you share, there are a couple of questions that we do ask you. So as you respond to those questions, but from the technical aspect, people have submitted it on their phone. They've recorded a video on their phone. They've recorded it on their laptop via YouTube. The simplest or the easiest way is to record it on YouTube, and then save it and make it public so that it's not if it's private, we will not be able to view it. So you make it public and you send us the link to be able to access the your video. And in the application, there's a place where you just copy paste the link, the hyperlink to your video. And if you have any technical issues, you feel free to reach out to us. But for the most part, we've had one or two individuals who are not technically savvy that have challenges, but for the most part, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see who's the first person to send me an AI avatar answering the questions. I'm just
It's
curious when will
coming.
this happen? It's coming.
It's
Uh,
coming. Dr.
uh,
Tara Bishore, Yvette, can either of you speak to the curriculum? What are there some specific classes or sessions to take note of that you'd like to highlight for these business owners?
So yeah, there's certain things so the program is called Design, Build, and Grow. These are the three components of the program. How do you design your company now and how you're going to build it, because you can design the most beautiful house, but you need to build this house. And then eventually how you're going to grow it. What does it take to grow? So your mind is divided into three parts: designing, building, and grow. But once you get into the curriculum, we start to make you realize that the way you think sometimes is biased towards one or the other. You are more very detailed on everything you do, but you're missing, the forest from the trees. So we tell you, you need to think bigger picture here. You want to control everything, but you're spending so much time on this. So a lot of it is critical thinking is one big component we call the CBKs, the common body of knowledge. And then we get into some basics because the group here is early stage. So we look at your finance, and we look at how are you doing your marketing, right? We look at kind of how you plan with your team. How do you recruit and keep your team? So some core important things that you as growing your business have to be conscious about and plan accordingly. So these are and then we get into some really neat topics like, what we call it, which we all will do, is the Herman Brain Dominance Index. It's a survey that analyzes the way you think about things, and then we get into a deep dive about what's the strengths and weaknesses about that.
Very good. Thank you.
We have some questions. If only one of the partners can join the cohort, not both, are we still able to be considered?
So I have a question for Crystal. Are you both of partners? Is it 50-50? You're both co-founders or owners of the business or the company? If you could indicate that, that would be helpful to know. So we will say that in the last cohort, we had two individuals from the same company. And we do make exceptions. But again, you have to make your case in your essay. And so I would encourage you, Crystal, for both partners to apply, but you address why you both want to participate in the program. Iman, do you want to add anything?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Interesting, Crystal. It's a 50-50. So that's something that we'll discuss about ownership of a company. Is it strategic or is it just because you two are best friends and you started the company? So that's something that you might want to consider. Erica said, what would you say the biggest takeaway of value of the most business owners who participate in this cohort? Knowledge. Uh, Knowing what you need to do, knowing that these voices in your head that keep telling you that this is something that you should be doing and you never pull the trigger. Now you have the knowledge to say, yep, that was what I should have been doing, and this is what I'm going to be doing, and executing it. So we give you that knowledge to take to the next, to elevate it to the next thing. A lot of cohorts kind of knew things that they needed to do and they did it and they were like, yeah, I knew it. Thank you very much. This is really helpful for me. And look where I am now, type of thing. And we have a lot of good, oh my God, we have sisters here. Geez, it's even more complicated. It's a family affair now. It's a family business. Um, so it's business. Dinner at night is both business and family. So interesting. Um, so that's what you get. You get that, and you get some hardcore knowledge pieces that you take with you to apply. And that's kind of where we're going with that.
And so we have of the 66 businesses, there's a good number of them that their revenue is over a million. And when we ask them some basic questions around, for example, do you have a board of advisors? And a good number of the businesses that have applied to Elevate said no. And so, Iman had mentioned before that running a business and being an owner can be a lonely experience. And so who are the people that you're surrounding yourself with that can help you think about your business and make strategic decisions or bounce ideas off of or make introductions. I mean, and so there are things that more established businesses that we thought, would have in place didn't. And so when we were thinking about this program, we were thinking about some of the folks who completed and said, if they had gotten some of the information that we're sharing when they were in their early stage of their business, where would their trajectory had changed? And so that was one of the thinking, when we said, how do what's our target population for this particular cohort? Let's think of the future businesses and what we can help them with in terms of the way they think about their business, how they operate, how they lead, and will that help them give them a deeper foundation, but also avoid, I don't want to say pitfalls, but just be a little more savvy, a little more, strategic in terms of how they're approaching and managing their business and themselves. I mean, you
Yvette,
want to add anything?
oh, go ahead, Dr. Terabishi, if you want
No,
to.
no, absolutely, absolutely, and there's nothing to add. Yvette said it perfectly well. It's understanding.
Yeah, I was just going to add that yeah, I've had the benefit of sitting in on a few sessions of prior cohorts, Yvette and Dr. Terabishi, as you know, and I've just been impressed with the level of conversation and the depthness that you all go into. It's not surface in terms of the knowledge, new knowledge capture and learning. And so, if you all are looking for a cohort that delivers on that level. So you're going to have very specific targeted responses to the actual situation you're in versus it being, nebulous. This is a good program to consider as you add to your learning. And so I don't see any other, I'll pause. I don't see any other questions out there. I know we had a good handful of folks that registered. We'll make sure that everyone gets the recording. That Dr. Terabishi, if there's any last comments that you'd like to make, please feel free. And then outside of that, we will close the call.
Sure. So I just want to say one thing, and then something you said, Sonia, that clicked for me. When you talk about AI, now AI will tell you all the things that you need to hear sometimes. But
Yeah.
we're real, and we're
Yeah.
going to tell you the real deal.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you something and say, "Oh yeah, that's great. That sounds great." We're going to be critical, but we're going to be supportive and we're going to be encouraging. And so AI has its place, but Elevate, you're going to be a part of a network and a family. So we hope that you consider applying. And if you feel like, you know what, this is not the right time for me, please share it with someone in your network that you feel like you should apply. So we want to encourage everyone to apply, but also we want you to encourage to share this information with others.
Yeah.
Amen.
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you, Sonia, again for your support and help and partnership with this. This is very important. It's a great cause, and I look forward to seeing some of you in our cohort here. And please do reach out with questions for any of us here. And as you can see, we use a very Socratic approach, and we are in the business of thinking, but also acting here. And thank you for taking first thing Monday morning, taking your time to being here. That shows commitment, and we
Yeah.
take that an acknowledgement. Thank you again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you both. Thank you both. And let me just reiterate that applications are due on Tuesday, March 10th. Yvette confirmed 5 p.m. or midnight.
Midnight is fine.
Okay.
You know,
Um,
I teach at GW and I
okay.
tell people by midnight, and I swear
By
to God,
midnight.
these students are intentional. They submitted at 11:59 and it's like 59 seconds. I'm like, the time calculation of submitting it 1 second per hour exact is just incredible. So I don't know how they do it, but we'll see.
Very good. Well, thank you both. And hopefully, we do have some participants from our network of business owners. Thank you both for sharing this morning, being very candid with your responses. And, audience, we'll let you go. Have a good, great week. And hopefully, you'll, of course, stay connected with us. All of this information about the Elevate program is on our CRP landing page at www.crmsdc.org/CRP. And then the flyer you'll receive with the recording. Thank you, Claudia, for putting that in the chat. You'll also receive the flyer again with the recording. So we hope to see some of you participate. And thanks, everyone, and have a great, great day. Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.